Today we'll be discussing displacement, velocity, and acceleration and how they're interrelated to one another. So the first topic is displacement or position. Position has to do with where the object is, and displacement has to do with the change in that position. So it's important to remember this displacement formula, which is your x naught, or your initial position, taken from the final position. And position and displacement is measured in meters because that's the SI unit for it. And this can be related to velocity. So velocity is simply the rate at which an object changes its position. It's the same thing as speed, except for velocity has direction, meaning it can go in the negative or positive direction. And the velocity formula is the final position minus the initial position over the change in time. And so this graph shows you what the slope of velocity would look like if it were speeding up, which is it gradually going up, or its constant velocity, which is just its linear slope, or it's slowing down, which is decreasing to almost a constant slope. Instantaneous velocity is another kind of velocity. It's basically the velocity at a specific time. So you take this kind of graph like we showed in the last example, and you take the slope of the tangent line to it. But you're using the same formula. So you're taking the final position minus the initial position over the change in time of that point. And unlike position, velocity is measured in meters per second because now you're including time into it. And this can be related to acceleration. Acceleration is the change in velocity over the change in time, or the final velocity minus the initial velocity over the change in time. Now, unlike velocity and position, your acceleration is measured in meters per second squared. And you saw how the velocity graph had kind of a curve and a linear quality to it. Well, your acceleration graph is going to be constant slope, or it's going to have a zero slope, which is what the second graph shows. And next time we can talk about graphs for position, velocity, and acceleration.